One of the biggest mistakes people make after a rainstorm is assuming all the wood out here is wet. In reality, there's usually plenty of dry wood available if you just know where to look. First place to check is standing dead wood. Anything that's up off the ground and not down there with the leaves and the dirt and everything collecting that moisture. Stuff that is up off the ground. Whether it died, fell over, and kind of propped up against another tree, or like the stuff behind me, just some small trees that have died and that I can easily access. Now, it has been storming, so the outside is usually a little bit damp, but you can take the branches, especially if it's been dead, and if it easily just snaps, has a kind of a crisp snap, that's a good sign. That'll tell you the inside's still pretty dry. You can get some larger branches here. When you break it open, you can see on the inside that it's pretty dry on the inside. The surface is a bit wet, but the inside's plenty dry to burn. Alright, to kind of demonstrate, I have this branch that's off a little small growing tree over here. Taking this green branch, if you break it, it kind of bends, as you can see there. It doesn't really break very well, it just kind of hinges at that point. So that's telling you there that this is wet wood, and you're gonna have a hard time using this for a campfire. Well, now remember, when it comes to gathering wood, size does matter. I want to gather a ton of variety of sizes, everything from small little twigs up to larger pieces, finger size on up. The idea is you don't want to be building this campfire and not having the right size you need. The worst thing in the world is to get a little fire going and all you have is large pieces to put on there, and it's just not enough. You want definitely to have kind of a ladder where you have the smaller branches and larger and larger and larger and larger as you go. Well, before I ever reach for a lighter or a ferro rod, bow drill, any of that, I make sure that I've gathered enough of the right size of woods that I'm going to need. Do that, and fire becomes a snap.